fan films. I saw a great fan film the other day for the first time, and I think it's been out for maybe a year or two. It's called Star Trek of Gods and Men.
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen this, I assume.
I've seen it. Huge production value on them.
Yeah.
They've got, like, everybody in it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Sarah Lofton, who played Jake on DS9, one of your favorite, he's in it. Neelix from Voyager is on it. And Garrett Wang from Voyager. And Tim Russ, who played Tuvok on Voyager. He was the director of it.
Yeah.
They have Peter Kirk, who is Captain Kirk's nephew, who is in one of the episodes called Operation Annihilate, in which Captain Kirk's brother is found dead on this planet. And his nephew, Peter Kirk, they beam him up to the Enterprise and he lives. And so that's the only family that we've ever heard in a...
I didn't even know that he had family.
Yes, he did. He had a brother named George Samuel, and then the brother is the one that had Peter Kirk.
Okay.
And in this show, Peter Kirk is the commander of the Enterprise M, which is M. It's a museum ship. I don't know if they picked M for museum or if they picked M for what reason, but it's a museum ship, and it looks just like the original one. John Harriman from the Enterprise B is in it. The same guy, I forgot his name, Alan Ruck, I believe is his name, who played Captain John Harriman in Star Trek Generations. He was the captain of the Enterprise B when Kirk went in and saved their lives, and
too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Well, it was a really good fan film, and watching all of this, I wonder how can they do this? How do they make their money? How can they? Don't they have jobs?
Money. It's the love of the show that does it. It's just like when I was working with Starship Exeter. You know, it was all funded by fans, and those fans are still out there. And because productions have come down so much in price, it doesn't take so much money to get stuff done that looks really good.
Right, that's true.
You know, I mean, it just doesn't cost as much. But it's the love of the show that keeps them going.
I guess we should let the people know that we were both producers on the show. But it was a labor of love. How many people do you think that we had there for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that? Working constantly, round the clock?
It's 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah. I had people there doing set design and that kind of stuff 6 weeks out before before it started printing,
Right.
Because we rented the sound stages at Austin Studios for 45 days or something crazy.
Right, that's true. But I mean, how many people do you think were involved? How many volunteers do you think showed up there? And some of these guys, well, lots of them, worked all night long.
Yeah.
Most of Exeter was shot at night.
Right. Or 10 o'clock at night.
Till 7 o'clock the next morning.
Right.
And some of them would come and work for Exeter for a while and not even go home and sleep and then go to their job.
Right.
I know there was
several of them.
Several of them that did that.
Now, a lot of the crew people that were in it just for the experience of doing the film, and building their resumes. And that's one of the reasons that for them, Exeter's never really paid out because they've never been able to say this was done, it's finished, and I worked on it. This many years later, you can't really do that. But I learned a lot in the production side of it, and everyone who worked on it learned a lot on the production side.
Right.
So that's part of the reason why I enjoyed doing it, was because I got all that experience in the production end of it and the set design part.
Well, speaking of Starship Exeter, what's the latest news?
I have the behind-the-scenes stuff all packaged and ready. I have the footage all done, and I haven't looked at it in almost a year, but the behind-the-scenes stuff's ready to go.
Ready to go?
As soon as the show finally finishes.
Well, I understand that perhaps we may be able to do some sort of an interview with the director of this.
Yeah, we'll try and see if we can get Scott on the line later on.
Okay.
Maybe not today, but maybe in the future.
Okay.
I do know that my inbox is filling up with emails about... They do have a sense of urgency trying to get the Starship Exeter done before the new movie comes out.
Ah.
And they are going through shots, and they're just, I'm getting 15, 20 emails a day from them, everyone working together. So there's a real big push to get it finished.
Well, it's a sad shame, though, that, you get it done, and then what's going to happen after you get it done and it's produced?
Yeah.
I tell you what's going to happen is you're going to have people go, more. They're going to want more. And that's what I was getting at earlier is let's just say I wanted to give them more. Right. It took, 3 years, 4 years?
It is a fan film. You can't ever expect to make any money off of it, and you can't really expect to keep going and keep doing those fan films unless they're just for fun.
Right.
And that's what a lot of them are for, you know.
Well, yeah.
Some people may make some money, you know, on, you know, but none of these adventures are making any money for anybody that's doing them. I really can't imagine it. They're doing it for the notoriety. They're doing it for the fun of it. I don't think they're doing it for the money.
There is money in these fan films. It just flows in one direction, out.
Out. That's
It
right.
doesn't flow in, it flows out.
Right.
Because there is no money.
There is no money.
There is no money. We know that personally.